Good morning, class. I wanted to introduce you to week 7 here today, and it's kind of exciting because obviously we're getting ready for the end of the term, and there's a lot of things to finish up before you get started, but it's pretty easy coasting here. For the most part, you have been working through the sim game for quite a while, and now we're moving on to one last assignment before we're done. Just to note that all assignments are due by Friday, the 17th of October. That's when I'm going to take my last assignments and start doing my final grading. That doesn't mean your due dates have changed. That just means I won't accept any assignments after that date, even if they are late. So please take special note of that. So for the weekly assignments, as we move into this, first and foremost, you need to read the Module 7 consumer behavior text. And so this is really getting into how consumers make decisions and leading up through the very beginning of the thought of buying something to purchasing it and your post-decision evaluation. So this is a great basic concept of how consumers go through the process of making decisions, how you as a consumer go through that process, and why it matters to you. So we're going to pop right into what the assignment will look like. And let's hop over into that. So I have created this really simple little chart for you to be able to fill out. You can just copy it and put it in a Word document. You can save that and then upload it as a Word or as a PDF or whatever works best for you and your system. I do prefer that you don't provide links, but you rather provide, hard documents. Okay, so with this, you're going to go through the process of the steps a consumer makes throughout that purchase, right? I want you to choose 3 different price points for products. So I just use a very simple concept here of a notebook, designer jeans. Maybe those designer jeans are anywhere from $100 to $250, and then a vehicle, right? You're going to outline the following information for each of those products. You're going to outline when the consumer recognizes that need or how they come to that point, how they search for the information. What are some of those alternatives? In those alternatives, include some local store options. All right. Also, in that purchase decision piece, include some local store options there. And then the post-purchase evaluation, like, did they feel any buyer's regret, or remorse, like they didn't really feel like they made the best purchase decision? That's pretty harmless, I guess, when you do that with a notebook, right? But what if you're trying to pay rent and you're down a few $100 and you decide to buy those designer jeans, right? Or what if you purchase a car and your monthly payments on the car are more expensive than your monthly payments for rent or for the purchase of your home? So sometimes we make those decisions based on emotion and different other factors, and it's really important for us to understand that process. So as a potential marketing expert, you can decide, like, hey, why are people buying these things? How do they search for that information? What are the alternatives? Do they buy based on emotion and different things like that, right? So for each product you choose something that you personally interacted with. All right. You don't, if you just throw in chat, okay, give me 3 different products that have different price points so I can create a consumer behavior chart for each decision, I'm going to get 25 of the same answers, and they're going to be very boring without your original thought. So it's important for you to go ahead and include items that you personally interacted with. All right. So once you fill out this chart, and you'll see the chart minimally needs to include the 5 items here listed below. Then you're going to do some reflection. You're going to explain why different types of products require more effort in different stages of the consumer decision-making process. You're going to explain how different influencers might help you out with that decision. So let's say designer jeans, for example, an influencer might be, the media, the advertisement. Maybe it's a social media star or movie star, a sports athlete, or something that kind of is an influencer. Now that's might be completely different with a car. For example, with a car, that influencer might be a parent, a spouse, a partner, a friend that helps with that decision making process. So I want some good reflection on there. That should take a couple pages. Over here, there is a rubric that outlines how you will be graded for this assignment. All right, that kind of wraps up this piece of it. Again, that's due next Wednesday. For the sim, okay, you're getting close, right? It's time to make those final adjustments. You're hopping into round 6, hopping into round 7, and your grade after you complete that will be your grade for this course. So it's worth 100 points. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to submit any assignments here. You don't have to submit a reflection on these rounds. These rounds are adjustment rounds. And if you aren't in the green yet, there's probably a very clear reason for that you can find in your resources tab, which I have mentioned several times throughout the length of this course. But that resource tab is how I made my adjustments as I moved through the sim before I gave the sim to you guys. So I had to go through it and figure it all out myself. And I made some errors just like you guys are. But going to the resource tab really helped me to iron out some of those details and get a better grade at the end. So you don't have to do anything for this round. You just need to complete round 6 and round 7 by next Wednesday. This class has been a great learning experience for me. It's an area for me that I am passionate about. I love marketing. It's the first time I've taught it at Western, so there's some learning curves for me as well. But I think it's a great way to get started in the business management degree. And I think if you are interested in learning more, definitely sign up for some more marketing classes because, in my view, it's marketing and sales that really makes the businesses churn and makes them thrive. And a good marketing and a good sales department can play such a role in that. So it has in my own personal business, and I hope it does in your business experiences. I really enjoyed this class, and I welcome your feedback. If you have any questions about this week's assignments, please let me know. Thank you.